to a moment of harmony. We are having a Sunday moment today. And I'm always so grateful to all of you guys who join in on the Sunday moments, who support them. Because, like I always say, I understand the significance of Sunday and how important it is to the family and rejuvenation and focus and self as a community. So thank you all for taking the time out to come and join us for a Sunday moment because life do be life, and occasionally we will have to go ahead and change our regularly scheduled date of Saturday mornings. And you guys always do a wonderful job of jumping right in and moving and grooving with us when life changes us in that way. So I'm so very, very grateful for you all. Welcome to today. We have a phenomenal guest. We are magnifying moments on a moment of harmony. We are in our 100 moment countdown. We are at show number 94. So we got like 6 episodes before we get to the show 100. And I have a huge surprise, huge, great energy for the 100th show episode. Okay. But we are going to be here today on show number 94 with someone that I definitely admire. I value, I think is very strong, is very brave, is very forward moving, and it is my nephew, Edgar Byrd. Welcome, everybody, Edgar Byrd. Whoop, 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 whoop. So we are so very excited to have him today. Is going to really give us some real good insight on the strength and the courage that he has used to magnify his moments, to make the best and the most out of his moments. So grateful for him. I would like everyone to know, this year's Prayer and Purge is right around the corner. A Moment of Harmony presents Prayer and Purge 2024. It is here. It is viewers invite only. That means only you guys watching here, watching on the platform, will have the information to get in, because this year is going to be very personal. Last year it was there was so many chains broken, right? There was such a depth reached. It was really one of my most magical years ever of having a prayer and purge, and I very much look to grow that, expound on that. And that's why this year it is free, it is in person, and it is viewers invite only. So if you are watching this and you want to see a space in the place, DM me, direct message me on Messenger. On Facebook, I am Harmony Davis, HarmoniDavis, or you can Facebook request and do that, or you can just text me if you have my phone number, if you have seen my phone number on flyers, and if you are connected in that way. You also can Instagram DM me. I am third_I_therapist on Instagram. All right. So listen, this year is personal. Pray and Purge 2024. Get your space in the place. Okay. Now, back to what we are doing. A Moment of Harmony has been taking a break from our reflection series. We will get back to looking back, but we have paused for a great cause, which is really getting everyone ready for our 100th episode and really magnifying our moments and the value of them, the necessity of them, the magic of them. And I have invited an incredible person today that I think have taken his moments and done phenomenal things with them. Now, I know that there are some young people that watch my show, friends of my children, and I know that they mainly watch out of support and reciprocity. It's like, Mama Harmony, I rock with you. Or I rock with your kids, so I rock with you. But I know that widely is probably not a lot of really young people. And I'm so excited that Edgar is on today, because our young people like really are going through a lot. They deal with a lot on a regular basis. They are facing trauma just like we are. They are facing despair. They are facing life-changing tower moments just like we are, but they don't always have the resources, the words, the wisdom, the guidance to get through them. And so when I find a young man like my nephew Edgar who is able to navigate through so much trauma, through so much pain, through so much hardship, and still be bright and loving and responsible and hopeful. And like I see him play and love, and it is just really to me very amazing. I'm so, so proud of him. And I wanted him to come and share his story today. So the reason that I invited Edgar on, because about 2 years ago, and Edgar, you can um correct me if I'm wrong, because I think that I got the time frame right, but I think about 2 years ago, Edgar's mother transitioned, right? Is that 2 years ago?
Uh, yeah,
She
May
transitioned
21.
May 20, oh, in 2021, May
Yeah,
2021.
20. Yes.
Okay. It was literally right around like literally a second ago, right? And very unexpectedly, Edgar's mother transitioned literally like overnight, unexpectedly. No one know. It was just very, very an accident that happened really out of nowhere. And Edgar was young, so you're 15 now, Edgar. So you were what, 13?
Yeah, about that, yes.
About 13, which is super, super young. Edgar is the youngest of his mom's children. He was the baby. He was very, very close to his mom, very close to her. And they had been going through a lot of family transitions. They were relocating from another state, and they had come to stay with family while they were relocating and getting everything together. And his mom was like getting a new job, and they were like getting a hold of a new reality, a new life. And while they're in these transitions, unexpectedly, out of the blue, Edgar's mom, his best friend, his protector, his provider, his world, she transitions just like that. Edgar is now having to go into a whirlwind. He has an older brother who's much older than him. So at the time, was Tosh 20 yet?
Uh, he was like 21, I think.
Okay, so he was
22.
he was big, but you guys all still were together. You all still were your family. This has been your family definition forever. And your mom was also so significant because Edgar, you never met your father, right? Did he
I
transition?
never.
Never, right?
He.
Before you were born, he transitioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he never got really the opportunity to meet his father in the physical realm. Good morning, my love. He never got the opportunity to meet his father in the physical realm. And so his mom is his everything. You know, she's everything his whole life. And his family structure for 13 years is his mom, him, and his brother, right? And you have other family that you love and family that you guys can rely on. But your core existence are these two people, Taj and mom, right?
Right.
Then you guys are moving. You guys move. You guys relocate. You guys are changing your life. And in the middle of all these changes, this very big tragedy happens to mom, and it doesn't affect Taj really well. He gets really sad. He handles it very differently than you do, meaning like he goes out to himself to deal with it. And sometimes people do that. But that was just very hard on you, right? Because he was what you had left. You felt like this is who you have left. And he wasn't necessarily able to handle all of that at that time. Of course, because he was your mom's oldest and he loved her just as much as you did, and it was very painful to him as well. But
Mm.
from your perspective, we're talking about you having everything you know change overnight. And then who you think you can go to, he's not ready. He's not healthy enough for it. And then everything keeps changing. Right now, your uncle that you're staying with, he now becomes the person that has to take care of you. And his fiance now has to become the person that is your family. And she's very different from your mom, right? She's
Right.
very different. So you're like, so many changes. I haven't seen anyone deal with so many changes to the magnitude of which you had to deal with them so fast. Now, I've seen people deal with death, young people, my own children. I've seen people deal with like having to move to a new state, having a new school, having a new house. I've seen people deal with them, but you had to deal with them all at once, all at the same time, and like you didn't even have the person that helps you get through all the really hard stuff. You didn't even have her anymore to help you do that. So you really had to get through some really, really hard stuff without her at 13 and 14 and 15. And that's why I wanted you on my show today, Edgar, because sometimes I don't even think you know how brave you are, how extraordinary you are, how strong you are. You're so, so strong, because a lot of kids your age, a lot of children deal with things really hard for them to deal with. And you know what they do? They drop out of school. They stop paying attention to their grades. They might start using drugs. They run away from home. Like they can't handle it. And it was a lot of things that I know were too much for you to handle and understand, but you never stop being yourself. I never stop seeing you try. I'm not going to say you don't have hard times. I'm not going to say you don't sometimes act out and be like, I don't even want to do any of this no more. I'm not going to say you've been perfect. I think you've been perfect because I think it's a lot that you're holding. But what I am saying is that you have stayed true to yourself. You've continued to find your way. You find joy. You find happiness. You move with the changes. You live with people that love you very much and have made very many sacrifices to make sure you're okay. But they might not always understand exactly how you feel, and you still thrive in that environment. And I think that that's very strong. It's very, very strong of you. So that's why I wanted you to come on this show today, Edgar, because you are one of my heroes when I'm having a really, really rough time in life, like I am having these seasons that I'm going through, when I'm dealing with a lot, I really think about your strength. I really think about what it must be like to be you. I think about what it must be like to deal with everything, to have like everything change overnight. And like I see you still like laugh and talk. Not that you haven't changed. I see you change a little bit. I know that there's some sadness there. I know you're still working through some things, and you'll always be working through things. That's a part of healing is always because you love your mom always. But
Mm-hmm.
you're one of those people that I feel like you have taken some of the roughest moments and you are still becoming a great and wonderful person. You give hope to others, you give love to others. You are a shining example of taking your moments and making them the best they can be, making them work for you. And so I really wanted to talk to you today. I want so many people, hopefully teenagers, young people, to really be able to see and get inside your heart and your mind to see like how brave and courageous you have been through all of this. Right. So I'm going to get into my first question. It's my first moment. You think you're ready for it? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Edgar got up early on a Sunday morning to be a part of his aunt's show. So I'm so grateful to him. Um, so first question is, what is your defining moment, Edgar? What is a moment that you think made you who you are?
Um. Well, I got a lot of moments. To be honest,
Mm-hmm.
like I would say, my mother passing away.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That really changed me. It changed how I act. It changed, but like I still, you know, I still have joy, happy. I don't just sit around crying all day. No, it's sad. It's sad that she did pass.
And it's
Yeah,
okay. And it's okay that you're feeling what you're feeling. And I'm here for you. And I'm proud of you. And I just want you to be as genuine as you can be. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm feeling some feelings too while you're talking. So we're in this together, okay? But yes, I can imagine that that was a defining moment. That was a moment where you had to look at yourself to find out who you really are. Like who you are without everything that you knew, without everything you thought made you who you were, but who you really are. How strong are you? You see, Mama Nu saying, you're so incredible, young king.
thank
And
you.
so, who you really are, I think that is a really good defining moment. So, Egg, sometimes we have mountain moments. We have these big moments that we are happy. We feel like we're winning, which our life is changing for the better. And then we call them mountain moments. And then we have valley moments that are like kind of low moments where we feel like things aren't really moving the way we want it to go. What do you think would be a valley moment? Like you started to get better or you started to feel like you're gonna be okay, and then you have a moment that makes you kind of feel like you're not sure if you're gonna be okay.
Uh, hmm. I don't know.
Okay. You can't really think of a valley moment, like a moment that you're like, this is I don't know if I can handle this.
Well, probably when I started to like live with Uncle Will and Aunt Cherish.
Hmm.
Start moving.
Yeah, lots of changes. Very different way of living. Different people. And while you're still hurting, like while you're still trying to wrap your head around everything, you have a whole new reality. Everything is different. Your schedule is different. Your routines are different. Your expectations are different. The people around you are different. So yes, and you're trying to say like, I don't know if I can handle anything else changing, right? Is that what
Right.
you? I think that's a really good. I think that's a really, really good valley moment, and I think it's important that people hear because a lot of times people think that when somebody transitions, it's just hard for you to deal with the fact that they transition. It's just like, I'm so sad that that happened. But they don't understand that the sadness is like a lot of steps, a lot of changes, a lot of like revising your whole life, the way you deal and the way you think. And it's many, many, many steps. And that's why the valley moments become so important for people to understand because they need to know like it's not going to be just, oh, deal with this one thing and you'll be better. It's like it's a domino effect. It affects a lot of things. And you have to
Hmm.
be strong and brave and consistent through so many things. What about a mountain moment, Egg? What about a moment that was like, big, I'm feeling better. Maybe you don't feel perfect, but you feel better. You feel like you can handle it. Things are gonna be okay. When do you start feeling like that?
Uh, like every time when my brother was around, you know, I love him so much. Yeah, I
I,
could talk to him. I talk to him. So I think that's it.
yeah.
Like when,
Anytime your brother was around and you felt like I probably can deal with this because you have Taj. You have someone that you trust, someone that knows exactly what you're feeling and what you're going through. And even Taj, he kind of went and got his own place, and he didn't go with you to on Cherish's house when you left. So like you even had to deal with like kind of being you went from being the baby in the house and having these people that took care of you to rely on, and now you're the oldest in our Cherish's house. You're like the most responsible person in the house. Lots of changes. But whenever you were with your brother, anytime you could talk to him, you felt like I can do this. I can survive this. I think that's very beautiful. And I think it speaks heavily to people that love you and support you when you're going through your worst times. People that you're familiar, that give you a familiar place, remind you who you are and where you came from. And also just and community. Just having love. Just love when you're hurting. And people that you don't even have to talk a lot to. They just know what's going on with you. That helps you. What about a missed moment, Edgar? When we talk about missed moments, we talk about hindsight, which is 2020, like looking back. When you say like, man, when I look back, something that I missed, that I wish I I wouldn't have done or I could have done. What is a missed moment for you?
uh, um, like like a what if? Like what if I could change that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like like what if I went with my mother to New Jersey at the time?
Mm-hmm.
Like would that change anything?
Wow. That's a very powerful thought. Because you feel like if you were with her, you could have changed some things. And you feel like by not going with her that weekend, you missed that. That was a moment you might have missed. Right.
Right.
And I think that that's a very um, typical, normal feeling when someone transitions. You go back to the day they transition or the circumstances surrounding how they transition, and you're thinking, like, what if I could have done something? But does that weigh on you, Edgar? When you think that, like, When you think of I was there, I would have changed something, does that make your heart heavy?
A little bit.
A little bit. And if you were to know that there's nothing you could have done to change anything, would that make your heart feel lighter, or do you think it still would be heavy? I'm
I'll
sorry, Dad.
still be heavy.
Hmm. I'm sorry, everyone. Please forgive my non lady. Like, I am dealing with a little bit of congestion, as y'all probably can hear, and battling that a little bit. So forgive me. But yes, okay. It would. I think that that's a legitimate, like I said, a legitimate moment to have, Edgar. And I think that, you know, we can say it's something that you work with throughout your whole life. You know, that things happen for a reason, and that things that we can't control, we can't control. And I think that, you know, as you keep growing, you'll be able to see, but it doesn't mean it will ever go away. You feeling like, if I was there, did I miss that? Is that something I should have done? So I appreciate you for sharing that. That's very honest. And I think that a lot of people, old and young, reflect on situations like that, that same way. So I think that's very helpful. What about a mirror moment, Edgar? What is like a vital conversation you've had to have with yourself about everything? Like a moment where you had to sit with yourself and talk to yourself, reflect on what's going on. What does that moment look like?
Um, like after my mom passed, it was this one day, like a couple days ago, like after, like 2 days ago
Okay.
or 3 days ago, like a day after my mom passed. I was just in my room, just talking to myself. Just I was talking. I was like, what could I've done? What are the changes now? What is my reality? Yeah, it was a very long conversation. I was very sad, crying up, just in my bed, laying down. Yeah,
Yes. And you just had a conversation with yourself about like what is it that, so I know you said what you could have done, and then you're thinking about what is today like. When you had that conversation, how did you make yourself, how did you get to a strong point where you were able to like wipe your face, get back up, go back to your day? What was it that you said to yourself that helped you do that?
I could do this.
I got that's
Yeah.
gonna make all right, now you're gonna make me cry. I think that is from the mouths of babes, right? I think that is one of the most powerful statements that you could ever make to yourself when things are just so hard and so not what you want them to be. But I'm just so proud of you for being able to say, like, look, I can break down and I can feel and I can purge and I can talk to myself, but I also can do this. Ah, yes, Ashe. I also can do this. I can get up and I can do this. And I think that that's so, so brave of you. What about mini moments, Egg? What about mini moments that like when you're a child? What moment do you have from your childhood when you were smaller? Because you kind of still a youngin, but when you were smaller, what
Mm.
moment do you have that you think helps you to deal with your reality today?
Um, like back in Jersey, the state I used to live in,
Mm-hmm.
I have some of my closest friends that I still talk to now. So they I trust them. I told them what happened to my mother, my father, what it was them, and they really helped me.
Wow.
There's
Wow.
like um there's like three of them. Yeah, three of them plus
So,
me. That's four.
okay. So having your crew, but you and your crew were y'all were a crew when you lived in Jersey before you moved. Y'all were
Hmm.
friends there, and so kind of being friends with them when you were little, kind of bond for you. So when something really tough like this, something very tough, happened, you were able to lean on them, and that childhood bond and that trust there is what kind of helps you now. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying? Oh,
yes.
And so I think that that's really important for all of the viewers to know, that just like pulling on your, where do you trust? Where do you feel safe? Like just when life is its shakiest, when life is its hardest, go where you feel safe. Go where you feel safe. Start there. Start at a safe place. And I think that that's really, like you said, having people you trust helped you later when you really needed to trust somebody, right?
Right.
Uh, What about made moments, Edgar? What are some moments like where you are now? Moments that you have made better for yourself. Can you give us some moments you yourself you made them? You made them what they are.
I don't know how to answer that question. Um,
Hmm. So it's more so like um lots of people do things for you. They help you, feed you, clothe you. But there are some moments past when your mom transitioned and you're and missing your brother. There's moments past that time where you have had to make your own self successful. You've had to make your own self be okay. You've had to you had to build yourself up. You've had to encourage yourself. Like you had to take a moment and make it a good one, a great one, a successful one without everything you're used to having all the time. So what is I'm saying what is a moment where you were like, I made it, I made myself into something. I made myself into something great.
um, uh, there was a time, like younger, when I was in like Jersey. Um, I did not have a lot of friends at the time,
Mhm.
but like just one day, like I think it was third grade or
Mhm.
second grade, I just started to talk to some people. Honestly, I mean, like every most of the people in my class was all right with me. They knew me. They played with me. I played with them. Uh, they helped
Oh,
me with my work. I helped them with their work.
so
Those
you just
people.
like
Uh,
no, sorry, go ahead.
I said, some of those people relied on me. Yeah, that's basically it.
Okay, so you had a time where you were like kind of a loner, a little bit on your own, not really connected to anybody, and you decided to like take the initiative. I'm gonna take the first step. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna talk to people. I'm gonna mingle with people. I'm gonna get to know people, and you realize like you build something. You built friendships. You built bonds. You built safe places that you needed later when life got really hard. So yes, that is a really good made moment to be able to say, look, I did this for myself. I'm so sorry, y'all. I feel so crazy. Please forgive me. But yes, I did this for myself. What about miracle moments, Edgar? Do you have a moment that you know was a miracle? It just felt like a miracle. You know that it was something very magical about this moment.
Uh, the 13th birthday.
Okay,
Yeah.
what happened there?
Well, it was thank you. Um, it was the one that we all went bowling. Your family, my mom, and
Hmm.
then Billy. My stepdad. Like
Hmm.
when I was in Jersey, was you, your family, us, Uncle Will, Aunt Cheers, Cash. I think Maya was there. I don't remember, but we just all had a good time. You know, um, sadly, it was the last birthday my mom was ever there.
Right,
Um, but
in the flesh.
that
Last
is,
there in the flesh because I felt her at your last birthday party, but in the flesh, right? And
yeah,
then what did what made that such a miracle moment? Was it a miracle because your mom was there and that would be your last physical birthday with her?
yes,
Okay. And that's and you could just feel like it was very magical. You all had matching shirts and she went all out to make sure you had a great day. She was very proud of you. Your brother was very proud of you. It was a big family day. So I definitely can get how you could choose that as a miracle moment. Do you lean on moments like that, Edgar? When you're healing and growing and understanding now, do you pull on those types of moments?
Yes, I did.
That's very brave. I think that's so brave because a lot of times when we're sad and we're going through things, we only want to hold on to like the negative parts of what we're going through, and it makes us more sad and makes us more like we can't get it together. But I think when you're able to be like, I had some really blessed times. I had a really like be able to go with gratitude into the life you and your mother had together. Excuse me. I think that is big work. That's like big boy, big girl work. And I'm just really proud you were able to do that. What about mastered moments? What are some moments that you have mastered, Edgar? They weren't easy. They were difficult. You weren't sure if you were going to get it figured out. You were going to get it under control, but you mastered it. You got some moments now where it's like, no, I got it figured out. I'm doing
Uh,
it.
master moments.
What is something you think you've mastered since your mom has transitioned? What is something you've mastered?
My, my emotions. I would
So,
say that,
and what do you mean by that when you say you've mastered your emotions? Because that's incredible. I don't even
like,
I my emotions.
like, it's not sad anymore. Like, I understand.
Mm. You are so brave and brilliant.
Well, it's still sad, but
Yeah,
but
it's,
like,
mhm.
I understand why.
You've been able to get some control over how you feel and how you react to it,
Yes.
and that is a lot. In 24 months, in 2 years, that's a lot to do, right? That's a lot to be able to be like, I now am in control of my feelings. I don't let my feelings control me. I feel when I need to feel. I heal when I need to heal. I try when I need to try. I talk when I need to talk. I'm quiet when I need to be quiet. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And do you think that was really hard to do?
Extremely.
Extremely hard. And for some children out there, some young people in high school, because you're a high schooler, for some high schoolers out there that are dealing with all types of things. They are dealing with, some of them are pregnant and they're your age. Some of them have been violated or raped or touched and they didn't want it. Some of them lost their family, their parents or their uncle or sibling. Some of them live in very violent, scary environments. Like, what advice do you give them about mastering their emotions? Because some of them are like using drugs or alcohol or really some outlandish things to try to deal with their emotions. But you didn't use any of those things. What advice would you give them about mastering their emotions?
Uh, uh, I would say think back to the moments that you were uplifted, happy, and just think about those moments and what you're doing right now. Something like that. I don't know how to word it correctly,
No,
but
that was perfect, Edgar. That was perfect. You're talking about brain work, emotional work, intentional work, manifestation. Go into a place in your mind where you have control, where you have joy, where you have safety. Put yourself in that mind state to help you keep moving forward, right? To help you get to where you want to be. Remember who you are. Remember what makes you happy. Don't forget about the good in life because you're going through some really not so good things, right?
Mm, right.
That's what yeah, that's what I got from what you said. Is that what you were saying?
Yes. Yes.
I think that's brilliant. I think that's really, really good advice. And I think I'm even going to be using your advice today. What about more moments, Edgar? What are you doing in your life now that is good, that is great? Is there anything you need from my viewers, like support? What can they do to support you or children like you and what you're going through?
Um, I don't know.
Edgar said,
I,
I'm trying to do me, doing what I got to do. You just being yourself. Okay. But,
yeah.
but so what do you think though if for adults listening, adults that are viewing this show that have young people that they're helping through what you've gone through, or things that are tough they're helping young people go through, or they might be teachers, aunties, parents, what would you say to the adults that they could do to support young people like you that are really trying to make the most out of their moments?
Well, support their dreams, support what they are, who they are, what they want to do. Uh, yeah, that's all I gotta say. That's
That's all you gotta say. You are awesome. So he's so awesome. And look how handsome he is. Look, it's gonna be so many teenage girls now subscribing to my show because they want to see Edgar Byrd on my show. And they're gonna be writing you letters like, "Oh, Edgar, you're so brave. Oh, tell me what you did." Don't fall for no groupies, okay? No
okay.
groupies. Okay.
Okay.
So, I'm so grateful, Edgar, that you were able to join me on A Moment of Harmony today. I know you told me, he's told me multiple times, Harmony, I watched your show. I heard your show when my mom was watching it and my aunt was watching it. And my thing is just like, I always feel really great, great, great when you say that because I don't think a lot of little people, younger people, not little, younger people, really care about their moments and their health, their mental health, their spiritual health, their balance of self. But when I watched you, it was a no brainer. I was like, Edgar really works hard to be his best self. And I know it's not easy. I don't think at all it's easy to wake up every day in a brand new reality. I was watching this movie with Beautiful last night, and it was a what was it called, a Christmas before, a Miracle Before Christmas, and just like all the Christmas movies where people wake up and oh yeah, okay, well, DMs, yeah, like on church said, not letters, they gotta do DMs. All right, don't let them DM you, no groupie stuff. I am a 90s kid, so I'm stuck. But what was I gonna say? We were watching a movie, and it's like when the Christmas movies, when people wake up in a new reality, they were,
Mm,
they might have, they might have family and a husband and all of this stuff before they went to sleep. Then they wake up and they got like a new house and a different job. And have you seen those Christmas movies before? And
probably.
probably, and they're like begging. I've seen the story 100 times, but literally we watched it last night, me and B, and we were like, and it's like they wake up and they have a different life and they learn all these lessons in their new life and they want to go back so bad to their old life because they live it in like an alternate reality. And I think, those movies always make me think. They always make me appreciate, be present, because life could be different. But I think for you, you really woke up one day, literally woke up in an alternate reality, whole new world, new house, new family, new everything. Like very different alternate reality. And I think you continue to thrive in it. You grow in it. You become in it. And I don't think that that is easy to do. So I just really want all of my viewers to be able to see, like, look at this baby. I know you don't want to be called a baby, but my viewers, we kind of we aunties, a lot of us are uncles, babas and mamas, and I want my viewers to say, like, look at this baby in the change of life. back to back to back to back. Because my own sons, they went through that. They went through um having things change and things be traumatic. But and they didn't always do with it okay. They weren't good with it. They didn't master their emotions. They didn't work through their traumas. They didn't stay like, how can I get better and do better? I don't even think they always went, like you said, and cried all one day, close the door, cry, get it out, get up, wipe your face, and say, I can do this. I think that's so strong and brave to do. And so I just really want to thank you for being on my show, Edgar. I'm so proud of you. I think you got a lot of young people that need to hear, how do I survive what it is that has been the worst thing that could possibly happen? How do I get through that? How do I be okay? How do I express my feelings to people around me that are raising me? How do I talk to people who don't know what I'm feeling? Like, how do I do that? I don't have the words. I don't have the outlets. I don't always have the experiences. And I just like, you are so awesome. And just know that you are somebody's hero today. And you should be very proud. And I hope you keep telling your story, Edgar. I hope you always talk about your mom. I hope you save your brother. Because look, sometimes little siblings, younger siblings, have to grow and heal to save the older siblings. And I believe that all the work you're doing, all the love you're getting, all the support you're getting, everything you're getting to move forward and be stronger is going to make you really, really strong, like crazy strong. And your brother might not have all that, right? He may not have people to talk to all the time. He may not feel safe. He may not feel like rebuilt, revamped. And you might really be getting some really cool stuff inside of you to go help save him one day. You might see your brother really, really sad one day. You might see him wanting to try something like maybe drink some alcohol or do something crazy because he's hurting. But you, the baby brother, you're going to have the strength and the wisdom to go and save your brother. How cool would that be? To be able
Uh,
to be like, hey, when I needed you to save me, you weren't always strong enough every time because you were hurting like me. But I wouldn't have did a lot of good work so that I could save us both. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna make sure you're gonna be okay. And we're gonna get through this. We're gonna grow into strong, vibrant, healthy men because I'm gonna keep doing my work. I'm gonna keep telling my story. I'm gonna keep helping others. And I'm gonna keep making sure that I master my emotions and stay true to myself. I think that's awesome stuff, Edgar. Super duper awesome stuff. I'm so proud of you. I love you so much. Uncle Will, Aunt Church, they should be so proud of you. And I know, you live in a house, a very strict household. That's like, take care of your business, but it's gonna make you into a really great man. But I want them to be able to see on a platform like today, look how great you are. You're so great. And all the work that they're doing, all the sacrifices they're making, all the love they're pouring in, everything they're trying is really helping to build a very healthy person. So I'm just so proud of you. Do you have any words, Edgar, that you want to say before we get out of here to our viewers? Be it young men like yourself, young women like yourself, or young women aged like yourself, um, parents, community people. Do you have anything? There are foster parents out there that may have to deal with some things like this. Like, what are your words? What do you want to say to any of us before we get out of
um, First, I would say thank you for watching.
here?
I would for the adults, I would say um just be supportive. Like believe in your child. Don't don't discard them. Don't just leave them out. Help them. For the young people like me, stay true to yourself. Always stay on the right path. Don't do nothing dangerous. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's great. It's great advice. All right. Excuse me. Thank you guys for joining me for our moment of harmony. Remember that if you want your space in the place for our annual prayer and purge, it is free. Oh my goodness, what's going on? It's free. It is in person, and it is coming up in the beginning of January. So please go ahead and DM for those details and to reserve your spot in our Pray and Purge 2024. Again, tune in next week for another Moment of Harmony where I will have another guest, magnifying moments, guests that are taking the best of themselves to recreate, rebuild, and regrow themselves, making the most out of their moments. I will have another guest for you next week, same place. Hopefully on Saturday, like it's supposed to be, but if we have to change it, I appreciate your love and support. Thank you all so much. This has been a Moment of Harmony with Edgar Byrd, and we will see. Well, I'll be back with a new guest next week. Y'all take really good care of yourselves, and surely, surely, surely take really good care of somebody else. I love you.